self-defense. Today's video set is on the follow-ups to the lock flow. The previous videos we did the first 4 locks, and I said that we would have a follow-up video on how to take someone down with all those locks. We brought in our assistant instructor, Mr. Kellen Dennett, and he's going to assist with that. This is fun time for him. He gets to go down with locks. So, in a quick review on the lock flow, if you watch the other videos, you'll notice we have lock number 1, simply a transitional lock. And keep in mind, once again, on locks, we want to make sure they're incidental, if not accidental. Once again, if this man is trying to take my head off and I'm looking for a wrist lock, I'm doing the wrong thing. We got to deal with what's there first, and then if he grabs me, puts a hand on me or something, and I end up just getting into a lock, then great. So we got lock 1. This is a simple review. Lock 2 is more of a transitional lock. Is this a good angle for you? Lock 2 is more of a transitional lock. And then I can roll to lock 3. And then finally he bends, I go to lock 4. If you don't know these locks, go back to my other 2 videos and then review those. Keep in mind, whatever you're doing when you're using a lock or jiu-jitsu is create a complete circle. So as I'm pushing here, I'm pulling here. If I'm pushing here, I'm pulling here. Same thing, as I push, believe it or not, I'm using my forearm to kind of lift in and pull here. Okay, so takedown number 1. Simply, once you get the pressure going forward and cause someone's knees to bend, at that point, if I simply take his pointer finger and actually point it to the ground, that's where he's going to go. Now the key to doing this is, for good strength and control and avoiding his counterfighting, don't use your back, don't use your strength. This is the wrong way to do it. Take your left foot, step back. This applies the pressure. He goes down or his wrist gets completely hurt, dislocated, or broken. So technically, typically, so if he grabs me, and I want to maybe hit him with a stunner strike, get his wrist off, and I want to put him down. Now, I might want to stay with that. As I'm taking him down, I might want to stay right there. I might want to stay in tight and control him. I still have control of his wrist. I've got pressure on his neck with my knees. I could fall back simply here into an arm bar, okay? Or here I can disengage by crushing his ribs, crushing his face, and then getting away. Okay, so that's lock 1. And you don't have to do it every time. If you're doing a lock flow with someone, you can do lock 1, lock 2, lock 3, maybe take him down on lock 4. Or maybe the next time I take him down on lock 1. But once you know you can do the takedown, you can just flow through the whole lock flow. Lock 2, by nature, doesn't really have a takedown, but we can modify this. For those of you that are into judo, I mean, after you get him up here, you can get your hips into it, pick him up, and I can just throw him over my shoulder. That would be a shoulder throw. So if I got right here, I'm already against the arm, I can also come up under, causing his arm to bend here. This is very similar to lock 4. It causes a fulcrum of the arm, and like a lever, a slot machine, I simply bend him down. So we're not really going to go over this one a whole bunch of times because it's very similar in nature to lock 4. From lock 2, I'm going to come over here. We roll the pressure to lock 3. This is a common used wing arm takedown. Law enforcement uses this a lot. All we're going to do here is simply step. 1, usually by the 2nd, 3rd step tops, this person's down on the ground. I want to put my weight up into his shoulder and continue holding onto his wrist right here. That way I have control. He's not going to want to move. If you're in law enforcement, you get your cuff out. You can put a cuff on right here and then control the next arm. Get up. A key factor on this, if you're trying to power him down with strength, he's just not going to go. So he's going to bend, he can kneel down, okay? If you are pushing here, take big steps. The more steps you take, the reason I'm landing on the mat, I'm trying to be nice. Have someone do this, be very careful. This can jack up someone's elbow really fast and it hurts. Okay? There's one troubleshooting thing you can do. If someone's really resisting here, you can come up and rotate their shoulder joint itself, also helping put him down. Thank you. Okay, Now, the final lock, there's actually about 12 locks in our lock flow, but for this series of 1 through 4, 4 is the final lock. So we'll go through 1, 2, 3. Remember what we talked about before, look up the other videos, but he's gonna wanna get away from the source of the pressure, source of the pain. So typically he's gonna bend his arm. And I'm gonna let him, in fact, I'm gonna help him. I'm gonna grab my own wrist, and I can even get a bonus shot right here as I'm turning towards him. But the whole goal is this pressure here. I've got a little bit of wrist control, I've got shoulder control. I am gonna simply kind of like the wing arm lock, walk behind him a little bit. That way I've got pressure and I push to the floor, he will go to the floor. Same kind of landing. I want the ribs and the face, but now I have a really nice lock on that wrist here. I can just really control his wrist here. Okay? You can pick him back up with a gooseneck. There's many things you can do from here. Okay? Sometimes, given that situation, when I take him down, he might go down real fast. I might end up on top of him here. So if I mount him, and I'm in this, I can simply turn here and finish it here as a key arm lock here. So I'm pretty much in that same position, but now I'm going to take his shoulder down and out of socket. So that's how you apply that same lock on the ground. One more time. So if I can't get lock 3 and he bends the shoulder, boom, take him down, lock 4. All right, now you guys try it.